What's going on, people? This is RKO Boxing for iBoxingHub, the greatest place for all your boxing needs over here in one particular platform with a whole bunch of guests. A whole bunch of hosts, guests, everything. And today I have the legendary, because he's made himself legendary, Mr. Evins Tobler, strength and conditioning extraordinaire. All right, Evans, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm better than I was a couple of weeks ago. After going through my rant and rage, and it's a normal thing for a guy, for someone who's poured themselves into an individual, and you feel like you just kind of came up short, and it's like, when do you you recover from shit like that, and it is what it is. My time with this particular fight it's up, and I'm looking to move forward in the boxing game in the 140-pound class. I'm no longer working with Regis Prograis, two-time world champion. He has aspirations to be world champion for the third time, but I won't have anything to do with that. But I was a part of 2 world titles with him, and my work carried him through 2 world titles, and to feel like you have not been appreciated it's really, well, I would say a really fucked up feeling, but it's not a normal thing, and I'm way better than I was a couple of days ago, because
I know you're smiling now.
Just I'm a human. I'm human.
Of course.
And when it's personal when I wasn't just his conditioning coach. I was his friend. I was his counselor. I was his motivator. I was the person that drove him to do certain things. I could get work out of him that no one else could get out of him. So when I've seen the kid. I've seen his kids grow from babies to middle school and going into I've seen everything. I've seen him go into fatherhood.
You became part of his family.
Yeah,
or like, you and vice versa.
Yeah, it's like family. And how do you get to a point to where you have no loyalty and no respect for a family member like myself? Where does that come from?
That's what I'd like to know. Like, just sort of to guide it a little bit. Obviously, you've split from Regis Prograis, as you've just said. You've been working with him for quite some time. You've seen both,
years now.
Wow. And how did we sort of get here? Because obviously he just fought over here in England. You were in Manchester. You want to move to Manchester now, having the time of your life. And it just seems that it almost, because we almost speak like every day, like, so because we're actually friends. So when you had first spoken to me about it, it was, I felt obviously hurt, betrayal, and that's where I kind of want to start. Just before that, kind of going into it, well, I know maybe if there's legal stuff that you may not be able to say or whatever like that, but how did it sort of, because this is obviously the issue comes from compensation.
Yeah, I think it started at the Sandy Ryan fight. After that fight, he hired a new manager, and me and the manager had a little confrontation that I didn't start. The manager came up. I mean, I got footage of everything. I got footage of all that. So I don't know how I'm feeling. I might get that out too, because the guy started something, and at the fight with Ryan and Mayer, and I think after that, things kind of went south, because the very next month we have to be on the same team, which is working with Regis. I went to Manchester. I did my job like I always do. No competition. I am professional. My personal stuff does not get in the way of me being a professional and doing the things that I've done, because we're trained for this fight. So yes, I was supposed to be there. But the main thing is, is being compensated for what you do. and I need to be compensated for what I've done, and over the years, when you promise, when you say you're gonna do something, you do it. And that's
How
the career. It's like you said you're gonna pay a certain amount of money, then you pay it.
and how was the business side before the Sandy Ryan fight? Because obviously you guys have been working with each other for ages, as we said. I'm assuming that everything was kind of okay in terms of the purses and you being compensated properly and properly and properly. And I'm assuming this sort of new manager. Hmm?
I've never been paid properly. I've been paid, but not what I was supposed to be paid. Okay? So listen,
Okay.
tell me you're gonna give me $100 and you give me 50. You paid me, but you didn't pay me.
Hmm.
And so that's
Hmm.
how that career had gone. But even on top of that, um, at some point, you gotta own up to that. And then when you start being disrespectful and unloyal, then all that shit hits the fan. And I think that's what happened. I'm not taking a back seat, and I'm not ever being disrespected by another man. Now, the physical stuff, I'm not gonna put myself or my profession on the line because someone else tries to provoke me. And that's what happened in New York. I turned the cheek, and we win the world title. That's what happened. If no
Hmm.
one, I got evidence of it. Okay. So after that, I think going into Manchester, and I get it. Yes, the fighter will be worried about a team member's not getting along because it's a fight. But that wasn't the case with me because I remained professional. And then after I got back here, I wasn't compensated for what I'd done. So that's where the disconnect came, and I just said, you know what, I'm done. I don't do
Hmm.
this anymore. I'm done. I'm not gonna be disrespected financially, nor am I going to be disrespected by loyalty, nor I'm going to be disrespected by people just not being real. I mean, at
Hmm.
some point, you got to say, you know what? I appreciate this man. You know what I'm saying? Because what I had done for his career, and then the verbal stuff that's been going back and forth. How you gonna tell me I'll never make any more money in the sport?
He said that to you.
That bullshit,
I can't. I wow.
bro. How do you talk? How do you say stuff like that?
What has there been? I mean, that's
I've never,
I don't.
never, I've never had this type of confrontation with Regis. Never. All of a sudden, he gets new management, and all this stuff goes haywire. I mean, and that upset me because when you tell me I'll never make you more money in the sport like he paid me, I'm like, you paid me, but you didn't really pay me.
Hmm.
Come on, bro. I mean, come on now. I didn't
But
want to.
but for him to not give you your full purse and then for him to also say that to you, I just can't, like, it's very out of character. So from an outsider looking in and not knowing your guys' relationship, I can only compare it to what I see from a Regis Prograis and what he displays within the public. And obviously, yes, he lost to Catterall. He gave an incredible speech, and after true gentleman, in after his loss, just to hear this type of stuff, because there's always nobody knows the real person except for somebody who's with them and like, or in their lives, like, all the time. Have you spoken to Regis recently?
I have not spoken to Regis. Only the last text message I got from Regis was, I won't make any more money in the sport the way he paid me. And that provoked me to say, well, you really didn't pay me, bro. You still owe me money from
Mm,
this fight. Still owe me money from Devin Haney fight. And I think he just has a problem with paying people, not just me, with managers and promoters and other people too. There's some other things that's out there too. I can't talk about it because it's not my
mhm,
thing. There's other people that know that probably feel the same way I feel, that have
mm.
had type of relationship with Regis. you know, and it's a sad day in my boxing world because I treat the kid like he's my son, and then all of a sudden you're gonna turn on me and talk that bullshit to me.
Hmm.
Also say, well, you'll never
That,
win without me. I can say that too. You know what I mean?
of
Every fight
course.
he had, his condition was at the top level. Even after
Hmm.
getting knocked by Catterall, he gets up and finishes the fight. Josh Taylor, he almost knocked Josh Taylor out in the 12th round. That's conditioning. Devin Haney dropped him once or twice. He gets up, finishes the fight strong. You think that's boxing? I think it's conditioning. And that's how his whole career's been. So you can say what you want. My work speaks for itself. And, you know, to put my work down like that is an insult to me and insult to my character. It's just I just felt unappreciated and disrespected. But I don't have to take that because you know what God has for me is going to be for me. You
Of
know,
course.
and you know even in Manchester, I had the last words to say at the press conference. Even though I wasn't on stage, I still said the last words at the press conference. So you can't stop what God has planned for Evins Tobler. And I'm open to working with any fighter, any fighter at the 140-pound class. I'm free to work with anyone. I've always been free, but at this point, I want to work.
Hmm.
And you may be fighting Regis Prograis. You call me. I got the blueprint. I got the blueprint. You want to act like an asshole? Then I'll show you. I'll show you my work. I'll be on the other side. I will be on the opposite side. That's just evident. It's going to happen. So
I actually do see a lot of people getting in touch with you, Evans, because obviously, like you said, your work absolutely speaks for itself. You know, the one thing that you'd always say is, "Oh, I'm a breaker. I'm a break him, Rico. I'm a break. I'm like, oh my God, okay. Never ever doing a fitness with you. but I mean, it's somebody when I actually broke the story and somebody quite a few people got in touch with me about it, and they had always said this type of thing is so sad because it just you become somewhat of a cult hero, Evans. Like people love that you speak your mind. I feel like in this coming generation and this new coming generation is that a lot of people appreciate people that speak their mind. I speak my mind a lot. Gets me into trouble, maybe gets you into trouble. But I feel like we have to be true to ourselves. And the thing is this is very disheartening to know about Regis. Very disheartening because for other strength and conditioning coaches and people that want to uh, work with him, this type of thing doesn't reflect well.
I would say, if you work with them, and this now, I'm not, one thing I'm not going to take away, the kid works hard. He's a hard
Mhm.
worker. He'll get the work done, but get your money, get a contract, not a handshake. And that was my deal. I didn't have a contract,
Ooh.
man, and that's how it's been for the last years or so. But you could pay me, but I didn't say he didn't pay me what I was supposed to be paid, but he paid me. But when is it going to come a time where you pay me what I'm worth? I'm worth a lot. Even this year
Because
alone, I
the
just
Regis Prograis isn't who you work with by only, by the way. Like you are decorated. You have a plethora of athletes that you work with across all genres of sports. Am I right?
quality athletes, and I'm sitting on two world titles in 2024. So I mean, I don't know how higher you can go in the sport of boxing, of being a conditioning coach for two world champions, two female world champions, and I was pushing for number three with Regis Prograis, and it didn't happen. But my work spoke for itself. He finished the fight after being hurt by Catterall, and I'm more hurt. I'm more hurt than upset, man, because I just never saw the relationship going that way, and you
I
know,
don't think anyone did.
it's unfortunate that it happened. And I'm gonna tell the truth about it. I'm not gonna lie. No, I'm human. Was I hurt? Yeah, for sure. It hurt my. I'm a man, but no, I'm not afraid of my feelings.
Of
You
course.
know, and I'm real passionate. So the first person I talked to, they got it. I thought about, I mean, I'm the guy that's gonna show you. So we still got some great fighters at 140 that he may be fighting.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be here, and you're going to see me again. And I will be on the opposite side, and I'm a seeker and destroyer. So that's what I do. That's all I've been doing all my life. I've been winning. I've been winning. I've been winning, bro. I've been winning since I got into boxing. God gave me the spirit of winning. I'm not going to stop winning. Wherever I go, I'm going to win. If you
Hmm.
if you associated with me, you're going to win. And that's what happened to Regis Prograis. Regis Prograis is a fighter. He's a fighter. He's been fighting his whole entire life. All of a sudden, he wants to be a boxer. He's a fighter. Every fight that he's lost has been because of boxing. Go look at the fight. His right hand was down when Catterall hit him.
Hmm.
His right hand when Haney hit him. I mean,
And
come
the
on.
conditioning was second to none, to be fair, because he's finished every fight. I mean, it is technically undeniable to say that regarding your what you do for these fighters and these athletes, you do break them and build them back stronger.
What is he going to say about me? He can't say nothing about me. He can't say nothing about Evins Tobler.
Well,
It's not.
he's been very quiet ever, and this is what I actually wanted to say to you, Unc, in to the last questions. Um,
Oh,
well,
he's dead
first
wrong.
one is what have you, if you had an opportunity to send a message to Regis now, what would that particular message be? And then the second question is, what do we have in store for Evans next year?
For Regis, I'm not going anywhere. Everyone, every time someone has left my presence, they see me again. Understand when you see me, it's gonna be a problem. In the ring. When I train athletes, I train them to destroy people.
Hmm.
I train them to destroy people. I'm gonna say it again. I train them to destroy people. If you on the other side, you're an opponent. You're the opposite. You're the enemy. Did I ever want it to be like this? No. But it's gonna happen. Unless he leaves the sport. So in 2025, my prayer is to build more world champions, continue to winning, continue the winning streak that I'm on, and to work with all the top fighters, whether they're heavyweight, lightweight, male or female. I'm open. I got a plethora of knowledge of what I've done, what I'm doing in the sport of conditioning. I've worked with the best. I have world championships under my belt. What else can you do? There's other conditioning coaches in the game, but this year, give me a conditioning coach that won 2 world titles. That puts me at the top of the chain. We got great guys that do conditioning. I'm also a great motivator. I can
You're
get
one hell of a motivator. I've been this close to putting you as my morning alarm.
I just want to be known as, and I want to be the one that when people think about doing the 10-week, 8-week camp, that they think about Evans too, because I'm gonna give you 100%. I'm gonna give you 100%, and I'm gonna be loyal, and I'm gonna respect you, and I'm gonna stay in my lane. I don't tell kids, I don't tell them how to box. I know boxing. I've been around boxing for a long time. I know the whole game. But my job is to be the best conditioning coach on the planet. And I'm willing to work with any athlete that's out there. So 2025 is gonna look good for me. I'm not looking back because this year is almost gone. The stuff that I have at Regis Program, what a great run we had. What a great run. 2 world titles, 15, almost 15 years of winning. Only 3 losses on his record. What a great career. I was grateful. I was blessed to be able to help build a world champion, 2-time world champion. What else could I ask for? That I wanted to end like this? No, I didn't want it to end like this. And he may even be in the Hall of Fame. Kudos to me.
You had to get that last one out there, didn't you? Well,
Thank you, Jesus.
I'll I'll give you one of them. I'm not even gonna lie. Well, again, and I just want to say thank you so much for this interview. It's one thing that I also wanted to highlight, and you've actually just said it yourself, is the I'd like for people to remember, a lot more of the good than obviously the bad. But again, your story is your story, and I feel like you have a right to get that story out, and that's why I've hopefully been able to provide a platform in which we've sort of done that, Uncle. But thank you so much, Evans. I really, really appreciate you every single time. Tell all of the fans where they can find you, apart from All My Lives.
I'm at Fitness by Tobler on Instagram, Facebook. You can find me on Twitter at Tobler, I think it is. But I'm in boxing, man, and I'm glad to have platforms. I'm glad to have media that will listen to me and do what they do. Because without you guys, it wouldn't be any of us. And I'm thankful and I'm blessed. And I'm always down to be on your show, man, anytime. And look for good things and great things for Fitness by Tobler, Evins Tobler. And I had a great career with Regis Prograis, but now it's over. And he may be an opponent one day. So it's all good.
I can't lie. If that ever happens, it might be the greatest build up to a fight apart from, I don't know. I had one in my head, but I think that might be the greatest build up to a fight ever. I think they might do that on purpose.
Tell you what now, I'm telling you on your, if he stays in boxing, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
And that is that
20-pound class. I'm open, I'm free, and I will get you a world title. And especially if you're going to fight Regis Prograis. I got you. I got you.
Thank you so much. This has been Fitness by Tobler, Mr. Evins Tobler. Guys, please go and find him at every social media platform out there. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this interview with him. He is going to be, we're going to be doing a lot more things together anyway, just in terms of other shows and lives and things like that. So thank you so much, Mr. Evans, Mr. Uncle. I always call him Uncle E. That's just how we do. And have an incredible rest of the day, Uncle. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Blessings.